Welcome to CinePro, where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. The film begins with a man sitting in the car. He looks strange and is looking at some pictures. Then a car comes to pick up someone. The driver gets out to use the bathroom, and the suspicious man gets out too, takes a weapon from the car, follows him, aims at him, and then heads to this hotel. We see this girl talking on the phone, asking about how she can get to a place called Banker. Her friend gets a call from their friend Amy, who tells her that they are currently in Germany and will go to Italy in the coming days, and that they brought her a gift from Finland, and that they met someone who invited them to a party, and they are on their way there. On the way, their tire gets punctured, so she asks her what happened. She says she doesn't know. They get out to check what happened and discover the tire is flat. She says they'll call the car rental service, gets the number guide, and tries to call, but there's no signal in the area. They get back in the car. She asks, "What are we going to do now?" The other replies, "Do you know how to change the flat tire?" She says no. She suggests they look for a house or someone to help them. The other says, "I can't go anywhere." She suggests they stay there until sunrise. She looks in the mirror and sees a car approaching, saying maybe he can help. The man stops beside them and they ask for help, but he doesn't understand them as he speaks German, not English. So they close the window and she tells her not to look at him. After a while, he leaves. Lindsay says they need to do something and should get out and walk to find someone to help them. She says no, but if they don't find anyone in 10 minutes, they'll return to the car. They get out and walk in the forest. She says it was a stupid idea to leave the car, Jenny, and they start blaming each other for what happened. Jenny gets upset and says she's tired of walking and won't take another step. Then Lindsay sees a light and thinks it's a house. They go there as it starts to rain heavily. They reach the house, call out for help, and knock on the door. The man from the beginning of the film answers. They ask for help. He asks if they are alone. They say yes. He tells them to come in, locks the door with a key, and looks outside to see if anyone else is there. They sit down and he asks if they are tourists. They say yes, they are on a pre-college vacation from New York, and ask if he can call the car rental service. He asks if they are a couple. She says no, they are friends. He gets up and pretends to make the call, saying he'll handle it. She thanks him and asks for some water. He brings 2 glasses, fills them with water, and puts some pills in them. He pretends to be calling the car company, saying, "I'm Dr. Hyder, sorry to call at this hour," as if he's solving their problem. They believe the story, and he gives them the water, telling them the company will send a car in half an hour. Jenny tells him his house is beautiful and asks if he lives there with his wife. He says, "No, I don't like people." Lindsay tries to put the glass down but breaks it, so he gets angry and insults her, saying he'll get something to clean up. She looks at her friend and says they must leave immediately. We see Dr. Hyder go down to a room where there's a man lying on a bed. He fills a syringe and returns. The drug starts to take effect on Jenny, and Lindsay tries to escape, but the drug affects her too. He grabs her and injects her. In the morning, he's eating and tearing up their documents. When they wake up, they find themselves tied to beds, both of them, with the man from before. They try to free themselves but can't. Dr. Hyder comes in, and they ask why he's doing this. He approaches the man and says he doesn't fit the specifications he needs and must kill him. He injects him and kills him. Then he buries him and comes back with another unconscious person, carries him in, and wakes them one by one. The man doesn't understand what's happening and keeps shouting. Dr. Hyder puts on his lab coat to start the operation and says, "I am Dr. Joseph Hyder, retired, but still known as the legendary surgeon for separating conjoined twins. 6 months ago, I performed a unique operation on 3 people and turned them into 3 wonderful dogs." He explains what he's going to do, that their skin tissues are compatible, and that he will connect them to make them like conjoined triplets, which he calls human centipedes. He starts sedating them for the operation, sedates the man, then starts to sedate Jenny. Lindsay tries to free herself while he's distracted. She manages to free herself and escapes, hiding in a room and locking the door. Dr. Hyder tries to open it, banging on the door. After a while, Lindsay tries to get out and finds him standing there with a weapon, trying to break the glass. She tries to escape, but he breaks the glass, comes in, and as she opens the door and runs, she falls into the swimming pool. He catches up to her and wants to shoot her. She dives underwater. After a while, she comes up for air and tells him to kill her. He says that one of the dogs before the operation tried to escape, and after he caught him, he put him in the middle, which is the most painful place. He asks if she regrets trying to escape. He removes the pool cover to force her to come closer so he can catch her. She dives again. The power goes out, and he goes to fix it. She escapes while he's gone, goes to the operating room, unties her friend, and tries to get her out, dragging her across the floor until they're outside. Suddenly, Dr. Hyder appears and injects her with the sedative, taking them back to start the operation, marking the places he will work on, removing the teeth of one of them, and opening the area where he will connect them. After finishing, he sits by the kennel where he kept the dogs from his previous operation, then goes to sleep. Workers come to replace the broken glass. We then see the result of the operation. The three people have become attached like conjoined triplets. Dr. Hyder waits for them to wake up to see how successful the operation was. The man wakes up, and he tells him he is the leader and tries to make him stand. He starts filming them, saying he succeeded in the operation. The three people cry over what happened to them. He brings a mirror to show them what they look like, then puts them in a cage. The man keeps screaming, demanding to be let out, and insults him. Dr. Hyder tries to make them adapt to their new condition and perform some tasks, but they refuse. He gives them dog food. After the man eats some, he bites Dr. Hyder's leg and injures him, saying, "I'm not a dog." Dr. Hyder gets angry, kicks him in the face, and says if he does it again, he'll pull out his teeth one by one, calling him a bastard. Then we see him wearing boots and telling him, "If you want to bite me now, bite the boot." He tells him, "I need to use the bathroom." So he replies, "Feed her," and laughs. Then he says, "I can't sleep because of your voices. If you don't shut up, I'll cut your vocal cords." After that, they're in the swimming pool, tied to chairs. The man unties himself and tries to escape. Then Dr. Hyder comes out and says, "Finally you started moving. Maybe you can escape." And he opens the door and lets them out, takes a stick, hits them, and punishes them. Then he checks their health conditions, looks at the man, and tells him his health is good. As for Inez, her pulse is irregular but still okay, and he tells her it might be due to stress. Gina's condition is bad, so he tells her, "You're dying, and I'll have to replace you." The phone rings, and he goes to answer it and picks up the receiver. The man screams and asks for help. We find out the call is from the police, and they tell Dr. Hyder they want to talk to him. He goes out to meet them. He says, "I'm Detective Krantz, and this is my colleague Fuller. May we come in?" He says, "Of course," and lets them in. He asks how he can help them. They tell him that 3 people are missing and that they found their car nearby, and maybe he has some information. He tells them that he doesn't know anything, and that he's busy with research and doesn't leave the house. He offers them a drink. They say they'll have coffee. He replies he doesn't have time to make coffee and offers them water. He goes, brings 2 cups, puts sleeping pills in them, and gives them the drinks. The man downstairs is screaming, but his voice can't be heard. Dr. Hyder asks them what they want to know. They say, "Someone reported hearing an American woman screaming in your house. Can you explain that?" He says he has no knowledge of what they're talking about. They say his Mercedes was seen where they found the Dutch van. Dr. Hyder gets upset and says he has nothing to do with what they're saying and tells them to drink the water and then leave. He hands him the glass, but his hand shakes, and he drops the glass, breaking it. Dr. Hyder says, "I'll make you regret what you did. I'll sue you and get you fired." After a while, he apologizes, saying he was busy with work and hasn't slept, and goes to get something to dry the water. He goes and prepares a syringe with anesthetic and tells the people he has that he now has a replacement for them, so they should enjoy their last moments because when he comes back, he'll kill them to prepare for the new operation. He leaves, and we see the man trying to reach the knife. We return to Dr. Hyder as he's drying the water. Detective Krantz asks what's downstairs. He says, "You're overstepping your authority." "What's there?" "My lab and a small room for my work." He asks if he can see it. He tells him, "You're overstepping your authority and you don't have a search warrant." While talking, the syringe falls from his hands, and the detective sees it and picks it up, asking, "What's this?" He says, "It's insulin because I have diabetes." The detective says they'll return in 20 minutes with a search warrant. Dr. Hyder goes back to check on his captives but doesn't find them. He looks for them, and the man surprises him and stabs him in the leg, then in the knee. He falls, and they bites him on his neck. He signals to the 2 girls to show them how to walk. They reach the stairs, and Dr. Hyder is still moving. They try to go up the stairs, and Dr. Hyder regains consciousness. They climb after much struggle, and Dr. Hyder follows them, holding the knife. They reach the room with the glass window. The man grabs a lamp to break the glass so they can get out. Dr. Hyder gets closer. He starts breaking the glass but doesn't make it in time. Dr. Hyder arrives. The man grabs a piece of glass, looks at him, then after a while, laughs. Dr. Hyder is surprised and asks, "Are you a god? You're just a pathetic insect." The man slits his own throat with the glass and dies. Then the phone rings, and we see the police detectives have arrived. Dr. Hyder stands in the room and goes back to the pool. The police enter the house with their guns drawn, searching for him. He waits for them, holding the knife, and the smell is so bad that the officer can't stand it and starts vomiting. Dr. Hyder hides in the corner. Detective Kranz discovers blood and hears a sound. He runs and enters the room with the two girls, then runs and finds his colleague killed in the pool. He goes to check on him, and Dr. Hyder shoots him in the stomach. Detective Kranz shoots Dr. Hyder in the head and kills him, then stands in the pool and dies. After that, we see the two girls unable to move after the man died. Jenny holds Lindsay's hand and dies, leaving only Lindsay. The movie ends here. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you in the next video.